All right, I'm Louis Tomlinson. I've just been on the Zach Sang Show talking about all sorts. Check it out.
Hey. We have Louis Tomlinson hanging out in the studio.
Hello.
Real talk. Does it still piss you off when people call you Louis? Because that is not your name.
No, because people back home, basically, right, I mean, my name is Louis, but I didn't love it when I was younger. Like, once I was old enough, I don't know why, I just didn't really love it. So I got known as Louis. All my friends from home call me Louis. And then I get there, it's close enough, sorry. And then I get there on my first day at the X Factor with Simon and, you know what I mean, all the judges, and he called me Louis. And like, you know what I mean, there's 3,000 people there. I'm absolutely bricking myself. I'm not about to say, excuse me, mate, you got my name wrong there. Even though it is my actual name, you know. So then it stuck. So I'm kind of both. There's a little story about my name.
Why were you? Why were you not a Louis fan growing up? Did you feel like Louis was more serious? Did it give you a different tone?
What I used to say as a kid is I don't know why, but I came up with this complex. So I was like, Louis just sounds like a butler. That's what I used to say. That sounds like someone's butler. I just don't know. It's complex that as a kid, and then yeah, like I say, Simon called me, and again, I'm not about to tell him you got it wrong, mate.
Once Simon says whatever he said, he could have called you Cat.
At that stage, you know what I mean? I'm just nodding my head and like looking around at these how many people. I mean, I'd never done it like that before, you know what I mean?
Your life really is kind of crazy. Your ride is amazing. Your story is something else. And this music, it feels honest. It feels really true. And again, I've only had a very small glimpse into what Walls is going to be. But clearly very different for you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you saying that. That's definitely my intention lyrically, always trying to be as honest as possible, do you know what I mean? And yeah, you know, I think the first, I've said before, you know, the first few singles that I made on my own, I was kind of being led by radio and doing what everyone else wanted, really. And I think I just took a moment and started making music that I was really, really proud of. And yeah, it's been a great experience. I'm really happy with where we're finished up.
You've talked before about your process of finding out who you are as an artist. Today, as you sit here, what have you found out? Who are you?
I think I always knew. I think I just had to be confident and brave, really, and trust my gut a bit more. Because you know, the kind of influences that I have now haven't changed from, you know, what they were growing up. And I think, you know, One Direction was something completely different. And obviously less individual because there's a group, you know. So then being out on my own, I realised that actually, you know, this is completely me on my own. So I think I became a bit more of a perfectionist, really, and started pointing out little things that I think I could have ironed out and made more me.
Because do you become a perfectionist because everything is on you? You are 100% of the focus?
Yeah, and also I think in One Direction, you know, even like from a writing perspective, you're writing with 4 or 5 people in mind. So naturally, the concepts are slightly more vague. You know, they've got to be like relatable to all the boys. Whereas, you know, when you're writing for yourself, you know, it's only you really who's writing it. So it becomes naturally more personal.
It's your story.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the collection of 5 different personalities, 5 different shades of colors. It's you.
Yeah, exactly.
Just you. What do you learn from One Direction that you still take with you and use daily?
I mean, most things.
Must be a ton, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, trying to be a bit more professional. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't know anything like that.
Like what? Like basic decorum and manners?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And also, like, at first, like, you know, I had no experience like that. So just being part of, like, meetings with suits in there, you know what I mean? All that kind of vibe. Yeah, it took a second getting used to, but I think from a business sense, I feel like I learnt a lot in the band.
How about creatively? Because
that's where I mean,
you were tested.
That's that's where I started me writing off for the band. I wrote a lot of songs for the band, and I still feel like I'm getting better as a writer, you know, every song I write. But the experience that I got and the confidence I got to write and the people that I wrote with and, you know, the confidence they gave me, yeah, that's vital experience for me as a writer, definitely.
So that's confidence to accept your inner voice or to accept the ideas you have instead of being ashamed?
No, I think, you know what I mean, in that situation, naturally, if you've never been in it before, you know what I mean, it takes a bit of courage to speak up with your ideas and things that you can hear in your head and you're hoping other people think they're good. So I think you build up confidence there, but also it's experience. It's from being around really good people and good writers and, you know, kind of just watching people and how they work and the clever little tricks that they use and how their minds work, you know.
That goes a long way.
Definitely. Because there's some, you know, everyone's incredible to work with. Well, most people.
Who is?
But you know, there's some people there's some songwriters that are literally, they're just like made of magic. Like this, the stuff they come out with and the way they come up with these melodies or lyrics or whatever it is, it really is like magic.